Brad Pitt, the face of Hollywood perfection. A man who seemed to have it all: beauty, fame, fortune, and love affairs that hypnotized the world. But behind that golden curtain lived a man quietly unraveling. Broken marriages, children estranged, years lost to alcohol. And now at 61, Brad Pitt's story feels less like a fairy tale and more like a tragedy. Bradley Pitt was born December 18, 1963, in Oklahoma and raised in Springfield, Missouri. The eldest child of a strict Baptist family, he learned early how to smile for the world while burying the questions that churned inside him. By 10, Brad had mastered the mask. At school, he was the charming athlete. At home, silence pressed down like a weight. He once admitted he grew up carrying a lot of guilt and shame. That tension, shining in public, aching in private, would define his life. By his early 20s, Brad was restless. 2 credits shy of graduating from the University of Missouri, he packed his car, left home with $325, and drove west. In Los Angeles, he survived by driving strippers to parties, hauling refrigerators, and sweating in a giant chicken suit for El Pollo Loco. Every dollar went into acting classes, where he finally learned that vulnerability could be strength. Small TV roles kept him afloat until 1991, when Thelma and Louise changed everything. His 15 minutes as a charming cowboy made him an overnight sensation, and a prisoner of his own beauty. Hollywood saw a pretty face. Brad wanted to be an actor. He broke free with A River Runs Through It and Legends of the Fall, then shook the world with Seven and Fight Club. By 40, he was not just a star. He was the star redefining masculinity on screen and commanding $20 to $30 million per film. But inside, Brad was restless. "I was uncomfortable in my own skin," he confessed. "I spent years running from myself, hiding behind alcohol." In 1998, Brad met Jennifer Aniston. A year later, he proposed. Their 2000 Malibu wedding, with 50,000 flowers and fireworks, was a modern fairy tale. But behind closed doors, the silence of empty rooms weighed on them. Jennifer longed for children, and Brad dreamed of a big family. Yet years passed with no nursery, no lullabies. By 2005, the cracks had grown too wide. Their divorce was a cultural earthquake. Jennifer became America's wronged sweetheart. Brad, the man who broke her heart. He later admitted his failures, but by then, the dream had died. Then came Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Angelina Jolie. To Brad, she was freedom personified, the jolt that woke him up. Together they became Brangelina, a global phenomenon, raising 6 children and building a modern dynasty. For a while, it seemed Brad had everything he had ever wanted: a family, a purpose, a partner who matched his fire. But behind the scenes, cracks deepened. Angelina threw herself into humanitarian work, Brad into alcohol. In 2016, A private plane fight changed everything. Days later, Angelina filed for divorce. What followed was years of custody battles, legal wars over their vineyard, and a public unraveling. Brad entered therapy, got sober, and admitted the truth. I hit the lottery with my kids, and then I wasted it. As Brad fought to rebuild his life, tragedy struck again. In August 2025, his mother, the one constant in his life since Missouri, passed away. For Brad, this loss was shattering. She had been the one who packed sandwiches when he left home, who wrote him letters when he was broke, who sat proudly beside him at the Oscars. Her passing left a silence that no award, no fortune, no new love could fill. Today, Brad lives in a Los Angeles mansion overlooking the city that once crowned him king. He is sober, disciplined, still working, still breathing through art. But his greatest battle is no longer for box office glory. It is for peace. He remains estranged from some of his children. The Beverly Hills home he once shared with Jennifer, the compound where his children laughed. All sold Chateau Miraval, once a sanctuary, is now a lawsuit. And yet Brad keeps going. He produces films that matter. He still shows up to set. He still seeks to make sense of his story. Brad Pitt's tragedy is not that he failed, but that he succeeded beyond imagination and still lost what mattered most. The Oscars will gather dust. The mansions will one day belong to strangers. But what endures is a man who keeps walking, who keeps searching for redemption, for peace, for the sound of laughter in a home no longer his. And that is why his story is more than Hollywood gossip. It is a testament to survival,